Well, quickly, let's move further now to the world of transfer. It would involve a Nigerian superstar, Wilfred Ndidi. He's been in and around the scene for a while now. Midfielder at Leicester City. We hear Leicester City have agreed for him to join Besiktas of Turkey. Many Nigerians now moving to Besiktas, to Turkey rather. Remember, Victor Osimhen recently went to Turkey. While I hear Besiktas triggered the 29-year-old release clause at about 9 million pounds is that. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, being the coach of Besiktas Fontina, was there with a gleam of a smile in there. Ndidi somehow moving and signing a 3-year contract with a 1-year extension. Defensive midfielder has been at Leicester since 2017. What was it with a smile?
How the mighty has fallen. I remember, about that was 5 years ago. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was at Manchester United. Wanted this man from Leicester City, and Brendan Rodgers said the man was worth 100 million euros. Barcelona met inquiries about Wilfred Ndidi at that point. That was when Sergio Busquets was gradually winding out of Barcelona, and now he's moving to Besiktas for 9 million euros. I think Nigerian players, African players should always know that the football scene does not really favor them. When you are at your prime, take those big moves, because from there you cannot really fall too much. From Barcelona, where do you fall to? Probably another bigger team. But now at Leicester City, you're going to Besiktas. Well, not really the best for
it brings a conversation, because we're saying Nigerians also trying to make the move now, and European clubs seem to be angry about it. Ademola Lookman at the moment, it seems like everything in Atalanta is against Ademola Lookman. Victor Osimhen wanted also to move to a big club. Everything at Napoli was against him. Well, you've mentioned the likes of Sergio Busquets. Sometimes life, you don't stay up forever. He's 29 years of age. The likes of Busquets were at Barcelona. They've left 2 different places. And the same story for Wilfred Ndidi. Not so bad, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer seemed to always be in love with the man. Yeah. And the Besiktas still going for that man. Well, let's talk about the one that's caused lots of controversy. Atalanta Football Club and Ademola Lookman. Well, Ademola Lookman hits out at Atalanta amid prolonged exit. Well, we heard, just as one said during the beginning of the show, said about 50 million euros. They're looking for Atalanta, saying Inter Milan should pay. Inter have brought about 43 million euros thereabout. But Ademola Lookman is saying before now they had an agreement that he could even go for 35 million pounds. And still remember, they still have to pay some things to RB Leipzig in the course of it, because RB Leipzig has a release, a sell-on clause for him. But the man sent in a transfer request and said, look, I need to go. I think my time is up at the club. And yes, I've committed everything. There were times, lots of things happened to me as a human being and as a sport in Atlanta, behind the scene, which I didn't come out to talk about it. But now, I think we had a gentleman agreement, a fair time. The price that I'm being priced is fair. 43 million pounds, thereabout, 43.5 million euros, thereabout. And Ademola Lookman thinks it's fair because the initial agreement was within 35 million euros, thereabout.
Well, I think, first of all, I would not totally agree with all of his words. Well, I could also understand the fact that there were times there were problems behind the scene. Recall that penalty, issue with Gianpiero Gasperini that also, sparked several, question marks as regards whether or not he would stay past that particular season. I understand the unfair treatment and the unjust treatment, if you want to put it that way. But I think what I do not really, totally agree with him would be the valuation of the player. I mean, we're talking about current CAF best player.
Yeah.
If he was a European player, he would be worth more than 50 million euros.
And probably they had a gentleman agreement before he became a big superstar.
That's the same thing with Victor Gyökeres. A top players, Ademola Lookman, if he was an American player or even a European player, he won't go for anything less than 60 million euros. So just stay put. I mean, Inter Milan are just few numbers away from the valuation. Miss the target and get the man. I do not see what Atalanta are doing wrong at the moment. He's worth that 50 million euros.
What if Inter Milan withdraws?
I mean, another team would come. They would definitely come.
Why do you say they're not going to withdraw you out of Jesus Christ? Come on. It's negotiation. They can say, well, I'm done with it. All we can offer is maybe 45 million.
When complications are going to come in now, it's because of his statements. Because now Inter Milan are going to look at the man like he's being desperate to join them.
No,
but before now,
he's trying to push the move.
Push them. I understand that.
I feel when he try to put it on the player, because no matter how you want to look at it, if you have a gentleman agreement with somebody,
was he written on paper?
And now you never can know what.
No,
just like we had. Hold on. Just as we had with Victor Gyökeres.
Yes.
But at the end of it, he's pulled the string. He's left. He still not got.
Sporting Lisbon still got what they needed. That's the question. They still got
His
what they
agent
did
had
at the
to
end of the
reduce his
day.
asking fee so that he
No.
can-
So that he should
Well,
join.
Sporting were even talking about 100 coming at a time.
No,
So
it
they
wasn't.
could go out
It
and-
wasn't. It was just
the
a few
president
numbers
said a
outside
few,
60.
yeah.
The conversation was about 60 million euros, but Arsenal eventually got him over 75 at the end of it.
Yeah.
So I think for Ademola Lookman, he should just keep calm. I know fully well Inter Milan will go back to the table.
They need him.
I mean, they're just 7 million euros away from getting that
I
man.
just smile when you say you know fully well Inter
They
Milan
will go back. They'll
to
definitely.
it.
I mean,
Inter Milan
at the
don't be-
point,
don't
at
be
the-
too
no,
fully
as-
knowing.
Let's be sincere. At the points, Liverpool were interested in Ademola Lookman. If
Atletico Madrid as well.
If he was the first choice winger, they would have gotten him for long. 50 million is way small in the
Yeah.
quality of Ademola Lookman.
Well, absolutely. Let's see what happens in the transfer market regarding Ademola Lookman even moving forward.